The Nedbank Cup results this weekend have proven to us again that there are no therefores in football. Now, we've seen that the Orlando Pirates, they have been knocked out by Kaizer Stars, who are from the NFD. We've also seen that TS Galaxy have also been knocked out Mamelodi Sundowns. Now, I want to thank all the subscribers who have subscribed to the channel. We do appreciate that. The channel is growing and we will be able to bring you more content going forward. Please keep on hitting the like button. Now, what this actually means for both teams is that, look, starting at the beginning of last week, we know that the Orlando Pirates, they had gone into the week being clear number one on the log, and also they were well on their way to being taking their third domestic cup for the season. Now, it's crazy what 7 days can do in football, in that firstly on Wednesday we saw them get clearly outplayed by Mamelodi Sundowns. On my side, I think that Mamelodi Sundowns were able to apply themselves, and the Orlando Pirates were not able to apply themselves the way that they've been previously applying themselves in the previous games. Having lost a game against the Mamelodi Sundowns, I see that it took a knock-on effect to the Orlando Pirates, as that also resulted in somehow the confidence of the Orlando Pirates players not being as high as they went on to Kaizer. Now, ordinarily, we know that the Orlando Pirates, when they play smaller teams, it's very rare that the Orlando Pirates get beaten by the teams from the lower rank. Instead, what we normally say is that the Orlando Pirates, they were able to succumb to Kaizer. And also, what makes it even more interesting is that this game was played at home. Now, for Orlando Pirates fans, I believe that even though it might have been a disappointing past 7 days, but the 7 days could not have probably came at a better time. Noting that Orlando Pirates, it's literally the last stretch of league, and this means that them being knocked out of Nedbank, they've only got one cup to focus on. Orlando Pirates, all that they need to do from now up until the end of the season is collect the points. What makes it even more tricky for Orlando Pirates is the fact that this coming weekend they will be facing their arch nemesis and their arch rivals in the Soweto Derby, Kaizer Chiefs. Now, we do know that ordinarily the Soweto Derby, what happens is the team who normally is not doing is not being on the best form is normally able to come out on top of the Soweto Derby. But it's interesting that both teams, the Orlando Pirates and the Kaizer Chiefs, let's say more so Chiefs, are not doing well. So it will be interesting to see that what the Orlando Pirates will be able to do, how they will be able to respond to the past 7 days, and will they be able to dig deep, because we do know that Orlando Pirates for the past, let's say for 4 or 5 months, Orlando Pirates are probably being the best playing team in the league. What also becomes interesting for Orlando Pirates, will be their coaching department, because we've seen that Coach Wadi throughout the season, he's been able to apply himself. He's been able to use the correct formations, even though he's been able to change the formations or maybe change the team players a lot of the times. But we do know that Orlando Pirates have been able to collect the result. Now, what this will mean that for Orlando Pirates is that Coach Wadu will have to get it right, because now I think that if there was a time for Orlando Pirates to drop points, all of those opportunities are gone, and now they will have to collect all the points going forward, because anything that gets dropped going forward now, all the Mamelodi Sundowns will be able to pounce on it. Now, for Mamelodi Sundowns on the other hand, I believe that the defeat against TS Galaxy was probably the one game that, if you were to ask Mamelodi Sundowns if they were to lose a game in the season, that is probably the best time to lose a game. Because going forward now that Mamelodi Sundowns, they are out of any opportunities to redeem themselves, as they are still 3 points behind Orlando Pirates with a game in hand. We do know that they do face Amazulu tomorrow night, and if they beat Amazulu, they will be able to be tied on the points with the Orlando Pirates, but they will be able to be ahead of the Orlando Pirates based on a goal difference. Now, for Mamelodi Sundowns, even though, let's say, the 2 games before TS Galaxy, it was against the Orlando Pirates, as well as in the CAF Champions League, Mamelodi Sundowns have probably played, those were the 2 best games from what I've seen Mamelodi Sundowns has been able to put out this season. Now, it will be important for Mamelodi Sundowns to continue playing the way that they played in those 2 games, if they are going to be able to, let's say, retain their title, as well as progress further in the tournament in CAF. Now, on my side, I do not know whether Mamelodi Sundowns do have the consistency to be able to play at the high level that they have been playing throughout the past 2 games, besides the TS Galaxy game. Now, also what we should not take for granted or lightly is the fact that we've seen that in Mamelodi Sundowns, when changes are made to the team, they are not able to perform at the standard that they normally do, or they are not able to get the result that they normally able to do, because you'd expect that even though Mamelodi Sundowns are playing a second string side, they would still be able to collect the points. Now, nice side is going to be a very interesting finish into the last 13 to 14 games of the season for Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns. Also, though, what we should not forget is that there's still a small matter of the Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs being that they still need to face the Orlando Pirates as well as Mamelodi Sundowns. Now, the derby this coming weekend could also play a big role in determining what actually happens, because if Kaizer Chiefs is able to take some points off the Orlando Pirates this weekend, it means Mamelodi Sundowns jobs becomes easier. But if Kaizer Chiefs are not able to pick up any points this coming weekend against Kaizer Chiefs, you will realize that the league will intense, and that will also potentially take them out of the possible title race. Now, on my side, I still believe that it's still going to be a long season. There are still too many games to be played to determine what is going to happen. But what I can say that though, the team right now that is going to be able to apply themselves the best, because all 3 teams are out of the cup. All 3 teams are only facing the league. And I believe that for the league, it's going to be a league final for all 3 teams in the last stretch of the league. Now, if you have any comments, I want to hear your views. I want to hear how you believe the next 7 days will be able to shape the league. And then if perhaps any of the sides do have an advantage going into the last stretch of the season. I will be back tomorrow for the game against Mamelodi Sundowns as well against Amazulu after the game to break the game down. And perhaps we'll have a clearer picture of what will be happening in the league season. Thank you very much.